120 is coming to an end here. And you know what that means? And we've already done
weekend.
We've already done
Weekend 120.
Yes, our 120th weekend as of starting the wrestling rundown. No, this means we're rounding out the week with the mid-week wrap up. All the stuff that happened on the Tuesday and Wednesday. That's ending our week. No special videos this week. Nothing out of the ordinary. But next week we'll be doing a couple of extra videos. We got top 5s coming your way. But let's go ahead and talk about what happened on this week's midweek wrap up. Starting with the main event. We had a couple pretty simple matches. We had Apollo Crews taking on Tyler Breeze. Good story they told where Tyler Breeze was going after the knee of Apollo Crews.
Yeah. And
Apollo did a really good job of selling the move and like trying to still do all of his usual stuff. A fun match to watch. Eventually Tyler Breeze does get hit with the Crews missile and Apollo Crews picks up the win.
Yeah, I like watching them wrestle because they did it a lot on NXT.
Right.
And they did it a lot when Crews first came up on the main roster.
Yeah.
So they have good chemistry just because of familiarity.
Yeah.
And they're two guys who, like, even though we've been saying for a long time that they're good,
mm-hmm.
they're guys who just keep evolving and getting better.
Yeah. And then in a match that really could have been a feud after WrestleMania, Kane took on Baron Corbin. If you don't remember, Kane was the one that Baron Corbin eliminated last to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
And then he eliminated Andre the Giant.
I think Time did that a few years ago. Yeah, I think Death won the very first Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh,
by eliminating Andre the Giant. I almost said by eliminating Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Anyway, Kane and Baron Corbin, two big guys fighting it out. Apparently, Kane was just too much for Baron Corbin to handle because eventually he had to grab a chair and whack Kane in the knee with it. And Kane wasn't having that shit. So Kane wins by disqualification, ends up trying to go for another chokeslam that Baron Corbin is able to escape. He runs away. Kane hits his pyro, and that was that.
Yeah, another simple match, but like decent for what it was.
Yeah, and Baron Corbin did good against Kane. So
yeah, well, it's interesting because we don't often see Baron Corbin going against guys his size and or bigger.
Yeah, he's usually dominating the smaller guys.
Yeah.
Let's go and move on to
Stop picking on Kalisto, you dick.
Yeah. Let's go and move on to NXT, where we open up with William Regal announcing the Dusty Rhodes Classic 2.
Yeah.
Which will begin next week. We have 16 teams, and this will run through, and we'll have like we did in last year's tournament, we'll have the semifinals and the finals at NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Toronto.
And so we start...
That's the same weekend as Survivor Series.
Yes. So November we'll be crowning the second winners of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. But our first match, which will take place next week, will be the NXT Tag Team Champions taking on Andrade Cien Almas and Cedric Alexander. So that'll be an interesting match to watch them start. We had a few different other teams kind of announce they were going to be in it. We had one team actually be created here at the end of our first match, which was Ty Dillinger taking on Angelo Dawkins. A lot of people questioning whether or not Ty Dillinger is still a perfect 10. Well, he proved...
Mainly just Corey Graves.
Well... Yeah. Ty Dillinger, though, making pretty quick work of Angelo. You got that ready. Yesterday, you preempted yourself with the perfect 10 scorecard. But yeah, Ty Dillinger makes very quick work of Angelo Dawkins, beating him with the tiebreaker. And as he's heading back up the ramp, he gets stopped by Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode saying, there's a lot of things that I came here to NXT to do, and one of which would be great to win the Dusty Rhodes Classic, but in doing that, I need myself a tag team partner. I don't need any tag team partner. I need the perfect tag team partner.
And he admittedly was very open in saying that It was difficult to find a tag team partner because there's not many people in NXT that actually like him.
Yeah. And so, with the help of the crowd chanting Glorious 10 and Bobby Roode saying that a win of the Dusty Rhodes Classic would be perfectly glorious, we get a handshake, and we officially have Ty Dillinger and Bobby Roode joining the ranks of the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Yeah, screw the Ridiculous 6, Magnificent 7, or the Hateful 8. The Glorious 10 is where it's at.
See,
you only need 2.
Exactly. It's
for the
even,
Glorious 10.
It's even more impressive because the Glorious 10 are only 2 guys.
Yeah, they're each worth 5 humans.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see where they end up placing in the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. We also have Hideo doing a promo talking about how he's excited to face Lindsey Derato.
Lindsey's got a heart.
Yeah, which Austin Aries does not.
Because he's dead.
Dark, bro.
That's not what he meant?
No.
Oh, because he's a baby, and babies don't have hearts either.
I don't think that's what he meant either, but...
That they don't grow their hearts until they're grown-ups.
We'll keep going. We had a tall task in front of the NXT Tag Team Champions as they would be taking on the Ely Brothers.
We didn't know it was going to be the tall task for the Tag Team Champions.
No.
The Ely Brothers came out first.
Yeah. We assumed Authors of Pain, maybe the debut of Insanity.
Yeah,
Of Sanity, I mean.
I was confused. I was also just thrown off by how exactly identical these guys were.
No, like...
They came out and were like making the same hand gestures.
Nearly the epitome of identical twins.
They even wore tape on their shoulders in the same spot.
Yeah, the same black trunks.
I wonder if they had the
boots.
same shoulder injury at the same time.
Maybe they share pain. Twins have been said to do that.
They have that ability.
So yeah, they come out and we find out they're gonna be facing the NXT Tag Team Champions. We're like,
yeah.
all right, so this should be one hell of a fight for the champions.
Can we preface this by also saying that the Ely brothers are large?
Yes, they are extremely tall.
Uriel and Gabriel.
Very, very hefty.
Hefty.
Yes. Very, very hefty tag team. So the tag team champions are on the way down to the ring. They don't even get a chance to touch the guys because Samoa Joe just barrels his way down to the ring, beats the crap out of both guys, and Revival walk away celebrating like they just re-won the tag team titles.
Yeah. What do they call it? A beeline?
I don't know.
It's like should be like an I line. Or a lowercase L line.
I don't think it's in reference to a letter. I think it's in reference to like a bee, like a honey bee, like straight toward like their target, like a flower. I want to go fuck that flower up. I don't know.
Samoa Joe comes, he barrels through the Revival brother like, what are you doing? Joe's like, I'm gonna fuck those flowers up.
Anyway, he beats the shit out of the Ely brothers and then sends the warning to stop it. Sends the warning to William Regal that this is what he talked about last week. Until he makes a decision, the rest of the roster is going to end up looking like this, and his Regal's indecisiveness will be the cause of it.
Yeah, beatings will continue until Regal's decisiveness improves.
Yes.
Which way to steal that from fucking T-shirts, Joe?
Yeah.
That's a pirate gimmick.
Really?
Yeah. It's the sign that says beatings will continue until morale improves.
Oh. Hey. If you can't come up with it, steal it. Not many people know. Thanks for telling everybody.
Yeah, a lot of people know that one.
But get excited. Dan Matha's debuting next week.
Dan Matha. Matha. The Dan Matha Men prophecies.
The Dan Mafia. That's actually a cooler name.
My prediction for this, though, is legitimately he's going to come out and get ready for his match, and he's going to be the next guy that Joe comes out and beats up.
I hope.
You already do not like this guy.
No! I'm not that impressed with big, muscly guys that flex for 15 seconds in a vignette. That does not get me excited for someone's debut, especially when Tom's like, oh, the much-anticipated debut of Dan Matha is going to happen next week. Like, who the fuck is saying I want Dan Matha on NXT? Other than Tom.
There's something you need to know about Tom.
Wait, isn't it Tim?
He's just got a really bad haircut.
Oh yeah. Like someone put a bowl on his head and cut around it.
Looks like the dime store Corey Graves.
Moving on. Another thing I was excited was Mandy Rose saying last week that she had a problem with Ember Moon. Well, Ember Moon decided to take it straight to the face of Mandy Rose.
No, Mandy Rose took it to the face of Ember Moon.
That's true. She busted her lip.
She fucking threw that knee.
Yeah. All right.
We're lucky we didn't have a Rollins Cena situation.
Mandy Rose is decent. She's better than Eva Marie. She's still got her ass whooped though.
Oh yeah.
It was a very good match for Mandy Rose, but it was another win for Ember Moon. Ember Moon would actually be in the corner, and as Mandy's like running to do some sort of splash, she actually got caught and run into the turnbuckle, and then Ember Moon went up and hit the twisting stunner. Yes. Gargano and Ciampa pretty much say that the Dusty Rhodes Classic is on their list because that's where they really made their debut.
Well, that is where they did. They came in and they shocked the world by beating the super unified tag team that have had so much history working together, Tyler Breeze and Bull Dempsey.
Yeah. They
were like best friends for life.
The original Beauty and the Man Beast.
Yeah, hell, that's true. There was a lot of people said Breeze and Dempsey were the shoo-ins to win the Dusty Rhodes Classic last year.
Yeah.
And Gargano and Ciampa came in and basically made easy work out of them.
Yeah. And so, they're throwing their name in the hat again, but they also have a checklist. That one thing that they're really looking forward to doing, on top of winning the Dusty Rhodes Classic, is becoming the tag team champions. My prediction is they eliminate the Revival from the tournament.
My prediction is something slightly more WWE predictableness.
They eliminate each other.
No. My prediction is that the finals will be the Revival versus Gargano and Ciampa, and they'll make them put their belts on the line.
I don't think I like that as much.
No, I don't. I didn't say it was good. I said it was just WWE predictableness.
Well, give Triple H a little bit more credit. No?
I think it's a lot of credit, but...
Not this time.
Not every NXT idea has been a winner.
That's true. We had the Authors of Pain destroy Eric Cruz and Mr. 450. It was an Authors of Pain match. And then we had...
Dude got gorilla pressed to the floor.
Yeah, Eric Cruz got fucked up. It was a bad day for that guy.
Bye-bye.
And then we had Paul Ellering talk...
How come they can't go against Anthony Bennett in a handicap match?
Because do you really think WWE signed Anthony Bennett?
No, they didn't sign those two guys, though.
No, but they're
enhancement talent.
Yeah. They've been on before.
Oh, that makes sense. Anthony Bennett can't enhance.
I don't know. He enhanced Tony Nese to be one of your current favorite guys.
Yes.
Anyway, Paul Ellering talks about how the first chapter was the arrival, and the second chapter will unleash a plethora of pain.
A plethora. Where he got out of his thesaurus.
Thesaurus. We also had Blake and Murphy.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at Paul Ellering.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
He's old.
He also has...
The Authors of Pain.
He also has friends that can kill you.
Yes, the Authors of Pain and Roadwear Animal.
Yeah. And Hiding Right.
I don't think it's from the Hiding Right.
Probably not. We had Blake and Murphy want to be in the Dusty Classic as well, saying that, Blake's like, Murphy's worked on himself, he's out of his funk, and Murphy's like, no, there was nothing wrong. It was you. You were the problem. So then they start arguing. So I don't know if they're actually in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. I'm sure they'll...
Well, I think Regal basically said that they were in because he's like, you guys have to work out your problems if you're going to try and be in it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like,
so we'll see if they can work on themselves and find a way into the tournament.
I'd laugh if they're going against someone who's a really good team. Like if they brought American Alpha in for just shits and giggles.
Just for the hell of it. speaking of making quick work of people, Asuka made very quick work of Liv Morgan.
Legit, like 2 minutes.
I think that's being generous. I think their entrances took longer than the match did.
Oh, yeah.
Ended up making her tap out because Liv wasn't going anywhere. And then,
no, Asuka was laying down on her in the Rings of Saturn.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Nowhere to go, Liv.
She was using her legs to pull the arm out of one socket and her arms to pull the other arm out of the other socket.
Yeah. I think my favorite part of this match was Corey Graves saying, I don't think I've ever said an offensive drop kick was a bad idea. Because Liv threw a drop kick and Asuka didn't sell it. And, yeah.
Yeah, she got drop kicked and then screamed.
Yeah. So, it was fun while it lasted, and then Asuka made it very clear that no one is ready for Asuka.
No one. Not even everyone who just died.
Not Apollo Crews, not Jack Evans, not Tyler Breeze. No one is ready for Asuka. And then in our main event, we had Hideo Itami versus Lindsey Derato.
Fun match.
Yeah. Cool to see. I love that we're getting more Lindsey. He was one of my favorites in the CWC. So just see him on Raw this past Monday and see him on NXT. Very cool. He had quite the test ahead of him though because Hideo kicks like a motherfucker. What did Corey Graves call the kick to the chest?
Oh, like a baseball bat to the heart. When Lindsey went for a springboard and Hideo caught him across the chest.
Yeah.
With his leg. Yeah, it's like a baseball bat to the heart.
I mean, I'm not gonna say he's wrong because I don't want to get kicked by Hideo Itami and test that theory.
I was kicked by Hideo Itami once and I died.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's called a lie.
No, it's called reincarnation.
Okay. Lindsey, though, in comparison to other people that have shown up from the CWC, like Cedric Alexander picking up a win last week over Andrade, Lindsey not so successful this time, as he would miss the shooting star press. He would get, Hideo runs across and hits a gnarly Yakuza kick in the corner, drops him down, hits a hesitation drop kick, then picks him up, puts him to sleep, and Hideo Itami picks up a win. But before it went off the air, there was a sneak attack by Austin Aries,
who then ran away.
Which was quickly fought off by Hideo, and Austin Aries ran away. And Corey Graves, the master of commentary switch, Hideo's still being a coward. He could have chased after him.
Yeah, there's not an invisible force field around the ropes, Tom.
Oh my god, Corey Graves, you're a gift to commentary.
Who would have known his concussion injuries would have been a big blessing to the commentary teams of WWE? Just
as a little backtrack before we move on, his different analogy between Ember and Mandy Rose, very close to his comparison between Eva Marie and Asuka.
Yeah, he had a pet snake as a kid, and he always had to be freaked out by when they had to put the mouse in the cage with the snake.
Yeah.
Because no matter how cute the mouse was, it was never going to end well.
Thank you, Corey Graves.
Though I have seen it end well before.
A what?
I've seen it end well before. I saw a video on YouTube of a mouse and a snake that became friends.
Yeah, I've seen that video too. That didn't happen for Mandy Rose, though.
No.
Let's move on to Lucha Underground.
Or he tried to be friends with Ember Moon's teeth, though.
That didn't work out well either.
Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground. We open up with Dario trying to talk Sexy Star into cashing in her gift to the gods to face Matanza for the championship. I can understand if you're scared. She's like, I'm never gonna be scared again.
No, they're never gonna be afraid.
Afraid. He's like, well, you could cash it in and have a match against Matanza, and she's like, I'm
He basically was trying to be like, if you don't cash it in, you're gonna have to keep defending it, which means you're gonna eventually lose it. So you better cash it in.
Yeah. But you're not defending it tonight, because you're gonna be teaming up with the Trios champions,
Super Friends,
to take on the WUG, the Worldwide Underground. And as
I wish they would call them the WUG on TV.
Nah, that's just gonna be our thing. Maybe if they start watching our videos. Lucha Underground. Check us out because we have good ideas.
I'm going to send a snap to Melissa Santos.
Can you please announce the Underground as WUG? Speaking of the Worldwide Underground, as Dario left the locker room, Johnny would be coming into... Apparently he was looking for Taya, and he would actually come across Sexy Star and say, hey, I don't think we've ever actually officially met.
Which is, like, weird to say, because we're already in Season 3.
Yeah. And he goes, I'm Johnny Mundo. And then he shakes her hand, and then pulls her in close and says, I'm your next Gift of the Gods champion. And then he tried to walk away, and she turned it into, like a...
The bro shake?
Yeah, a little bro shake. And then he's like, oh, you can let go of me now.
He's like trying to pull away. She's not letting go.
Sexy Star strong. Leave her the fuck alone. So apparently Johnny's just going after every single championship.
Well, no, this is specifically because Dario's not giving him a championship match.
So if he wins that, he has to give him a championship match. All right. And then our first match, we had the very first Lucha Underground champion, Prince Puma, taking on Sinestro de la Muerta.
Yeah, Sinestro works under Mil Muertes and Katrina.
Kind of. He's been kind of wishy-washy lately.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like this is his way of saying, I'm doing this to help them because why else would he be just going against Prince Puma at random?
Yeah. Because Mil and Puma have kind of reignited their feud from season 1.
Well,
so
Puma kickstarted that last week.
Yeah, Puma. Yeah. Good match between these two. They had really good chemistry together. And Puma, obviously kind of putting forth more of that aggressive style now that he's kind of like, I don't know, the chains are off kind of thing. He's not really holding back. He's not as respectful as he used to be. So he's just kind of doing whatever feels right in the moment. And then during the match, we had Mil Muertes and Katrina come out. Mil Muertes trying to attack Puma.
Yeah, he actually got in the ring and went for a spear.
And so Puma was able to stop that from happening, and and beat Sinestro de la Muerta, and
with the flatliner.
With the flatliner, he let him watch. He drops him right in the middle of the ring, and then they start fighting again. He ends up escaping away from Mil. And as Mil tries to get back in the ring to stop him, Katrina starts pushing Mil away and saying, "No, we're not going to do this here. Just leave it alone." And so I'm wondering why we have Ray falling out of the ring. Why we have Katrina constantly stopping Mil from fighting Prince Puma.
She knows something about Puma that we don't know.
Well, let's go to our other quick little segment we had with these guys, where we had Katrina disappointed with the failed attempt at from Sinestro, and
he was sorry,
but he was worthless. So she broke his neck, stole his essence, and vaped into Mil Muertes, and Mil Muertes got a little more surge of power. And then I guess this is kind of where she said, okay, now go ahead and do what you want to do. So, he needed that little extra jump start to be ready to face Prince Puma.
Yeah.
All right.
That helps when you try and quit smoking.
I mean, I don't know what Prince Puma's been doing to warrant so much extra power needed to fight him, but hey.
He changed the color of his tights.
Aw, shit. That's what it was. We had Dario end up having a very awkward conversation with Cortez Castro.
Yeah, he's all like, hey, man, how's my guy?
Yeah.
I miss you from back in the day when the crew were my homies. I'm
also
sad about Mr. Cisco being dead, though. I guess I'll try and help figure out who his real killer was and bring them to justice. Hug, hug, hug. And then in the background, you hear Melissa Santos is actually calling him out for a match.
Yeah, and Castro's like, wait, I have a match? What's going on here?
And Dario's like, yeah, well, I put you in a match that could be like the match of your career, so go fight in your dead friend's honor.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a good idea. And he kind of walks to the ring very unsuringly and gets in the ring, and he gets to face Pentagon Dark. And this match doesn't last long.
No.
Pentagon Dark makes very quick work, then breaks Cortez's arm, and then, says what most guys who have, the who am I gonna fight next thing is, he doesn't care. Because the main event is Chavo versus Dragon Azteca Jr. Whomever wins, they're going to suffer the same fate as the other one. Doesn't matter, because he's Pentagon Dark.
Because zero fear.
Yes. Zero miedo. And then we have our Atomicos match where the WUG, that being Jack Evans, Johnny Mundo, PJ Black, and Taya, take on the Super Friends, Phoenix, Drago, and Aerostar, teaming with Sexy Star.
Yeah.
Like, the most like, Lucha Rangers team you could possibly get. They all have belts, too. So
It's just a Phoenix and a Dragon both carrying stars.
Oh, I get it. Is that their Megazord?
Pretty much.
Alright, cool. I dig it. Again, a fun match. I liked the initial opening between Taya and Sexy Star was fun to watch. They have really good chemistry together. There was some really good work from Aerostar.
Aerostar in his I like to camouflage with the crowd outfit.
Yeah, like you couldn't tell he was standing on the apron sometimes. He was just so like his tones just kind of blended in with anything that he was in front of. But there was a good point where he did the springboard lung blower, which was followed up by I believe a senton from Drago, and then followed up by a springboard 450 from Phoenix. So they've got the trio lucha stuff down.
Yeah, the runner-up king of trios.
Yeah, and they're the trios champions, so they kind of know what they're doing. But so then we get that it kind of falls into chaos. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Everyone's flying all over the place. People are getting like Aerostar ended up landing on a couple fans as he took out a couple members of WUG on the outside.
Yeah, Phoenix did a dive and front flip clotheslined PJ Black and Aerostar.
Yeah, he did his corkscrew thing where he usually lands on kind of like what Kalisto does.
Yeah.
But he ended up rotating into a double clothesline.
Yeah, on one of his own partners.
Well, casualties of war. It happens. But eventually this kind of led to just Jack Evans and Sexy Star in the ring. And Sexy's trying to go for a gory special, which ends up getting broken up by Johnny Mundo's super kick.
Yeah, right in the mouth hole.
Jack Evans then turns it around into a backslide with a bridging pin overwards, and the WUG pick up the win. And
yeah, WUG win.
But we did have Taya on the outside who got tossed out of the ring by Sexy Star.
Yeah, she got a little leg sweep and she went out feet first, and I think she cracked her ankle.
Yeah, so not totally sure what happened there. Taya may be hurt, so we'll wait and see what the update is.
I was gonna say, it's kind of weird how the Lucha Underground ladies get plagued with ankles.
Yeah.
Evilise had the same thing.
Sexy's standing strong though.
Yeah.
She hasn't had much of an issue.
She got strong ankles.
She got strong ankles. Work on your weak ankles, ladies. Then we had our main event, which was Dragon Azteca Jr. taking on Chavo Guerrero with Rey Mysterio as the special guest referee.
Yeah. The best part I liked about this match was just how good of a referee Rey Mysterio Jr. was.
Yeah, he was commenting quite a bit on how good of a ref Rey Mysterio made.
The match to me just didn't really pop like a lot of the Lucha.
Yeah, I mean, it was much more garnitory. You kind of knew who was going to win coming out of this one. There wasn't a lot of air of mystery around it.
Well, the one thing I think they really missed out on was and I don't like when there's a special guest referee, when there's lots of drama involved and what's gonna happen, because I like to be look at this guy actually be a referee. I thought that was cool, but at the same time, the whole air of mystery about the whole thing was supposed to be like what Dario was talking about last week, was like, okay, well, you have such a history with the Guerrero family, so are you going to favor Chavo? But this guy's also your protege, so are you going to favor him? Or, you know, are you going to let Dragon Azteca Jr. win because he's your friend? Or are you going to try and protect him from facing Pentagon by letting Chavo win? Sort of like making it seem like Ray was going to be like torn during the match, and Ray was just kind of like, I'm on a ref.
You know, Ray called it down the middle until Chavo decided to be a dick.
Smack him.
And, you know, he like, I guess he got mad at, like, you know, the fact that he thought Dragon Azteca tapped out, and Ray's like, no, I was watching him, he got the ropes, he didn't tap out. So Chavo decides to punch the referee in the face, and instead of disqualifying him, Ray's just like, I'm going to punch you back. And he did just that, and that allowed Dragon Azteca to hit a Rana and then do the the alligator clutch pin, and Dragon Azteca Jr. wins the match, so he'll get a future match with Pentagon Dark, and Chavo just complained like a baby.
Yep.
Good luck, Dragon Azteca.
Yeah.
But he may get a little bit of help based on our post-credit scene, where we had Black Lotus was at a shrine, talking, to the spirits of her dead parents, saying, you know, I've taken care of your killer, but my work at the temple isn't done, and I'm going to be taking the Black Lotus Triad to take out Pentagon Dark. So, I think this might be the converging of the, you know, Dragon Azteca and Black Lotus being pitted against each other last season. Now they're both kind of realizing that, you know, they have a similar path here. So we'll see where that plays out. I'm not sure if that's happening next week. Did they say when the Pentagon match was happening?
No.
Okay, so it might be next week. It might be further down the road. We'll have to wait and see. But that's it for the midweek wrap up.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Be sure to click all the links down in the description that's into all of our different social medias.
We got so many social medias.
We do. We've got tons of them. You can follow us on all of them. You can talk to us on all of them. Comment what your favorite part of the midweek wrap-up is. Tell us, who do you want to see in the Dusty Rhodes Classic?
What team do you think will take the whole thing? Even though we don't know all the teams in it.
Yeah.
I know half of them.
Which of our predictions as far as the Garganta versus the Revival thing do you like better? Let us know in the comments.
Do you like the name Garganta?
Would you prefer Chicano? So we can do that one too.
I think it sounds too much like Chicago.
Nothing wrong with that. Also, down in the links, you can find our SoundCloud for those of you that want to listen to our weekly reviews, that being this one, along with the Indie News, the Raw Review, and the SmackDown Rundown.
Yeah, you don't get any of them extra ones over there in the podcast form. You don't get special events like the Cruiserweight Classic. You don't get pay-per-view predictions or reviews. And you don't get top fives, which we got another one of them coming up right around the corner. So you best be subscribing.
Yeah. So for those of you that are listening to the podcast, come on over to the YouTube when you get stuff like that. Which
come look at our ugly mugs.
Yeah, do that. And watch our action figures fall out of the ring because many of them have weak ankles.
Apparently.
They're just toppling over this time.
The referee was super strong.
Yeah, he threw Rey Mysterio out of the ring. Also, you want to check out our other channel, that being Reasonable Wrestling Fans, Reasonable with a W, like wrestling, where we have all of our more YouTube-ier stuff go up, like unboxing videos, reaction videos, one of which is coming up very soon, and we have our punishments in conjunction with our prediction videos.
Yeah. So we've had chops, we've had kendo stick hits, we've had gross ass mustard milk, and we're about to make a smoothie for this man over here to intake. He's going to ingest it.
I hated Clash of Champions.
I liked it. It was alright.
I hated it. I didn't hate it. I just hate the outcome.
Yeah. There's going to be a couple videos popping up fairly shortly because we have another unboxing that's coming soon.
Yep.
And we are going to be doing the reaction video to Delete or Decay.
Yep. All of that coming up soon, so be sure to subscribe over there. Subscribe here. Subscribe to all of our stuff. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next. Fuck action figures. Fuck your weak angle.